If you grew up with a narcissistic parent, this video is for you. I'll guide you through 15 normal childhood moments that they turned into trauma. I'm Jerry Wise, and for over 45 years, I've helped hundreds of thousands of people heal and get their families out of them by practicing self differentiation, the process of becoming your true self and releasing the false self you were trained to be in your family of origin, so that you can finally experience clarity, peace, and lasting freedom. Number one, with narcissistic parents, minor mistakes become lifelong shame. In a narcissistic family, spilling a drink, forgetting homework, or saying the wrong thing wasn't calmly corrected, it became defining proof of who you were. Your narcissistic parents turned these ordinary childhood mistakes into character evidence, telling you these slip ups proved you were careless, stupid, or disappointment. Simply learning moments became attacks on your identity. Even as an adult, you don't just make mistakes, you see them as proof of who you are. You replay small errors over and over, attaching them to your identity and the way your parents attach them to your identity. While you easily forgive others for their mistakes, you hold yours as evidence against yourself, continuing the narrative of your narcissistic parents and what they did so many years ago, and maybe even to this day. Number two, with narcissistic parents, achievements are met with silence or criticism. Growing up in a narcissistic family, accomplishing something, getting good grades, winning an award, mastering a skill, wasn't a moment to feel proud. Your narcissistic parents withheld approval or belittled your success, feeling many times jealous. They only offered praise when it made them look good. Otherwise, your achievements were ignored or turned into proof that you still weren't good enough. Celebrations became reminders of inadequacy. Now, as an adult, you minimize your accomplishments and wait for others to validate your success before believing it's real. You give others genuine celebration and pride for their wins, but you doubt whether your own achievements matter. Number three, with narcissistic parents, expressing emotions means ruining everything. In a narcissistic family, feeling sad, frustrated, or uncomfortable during family time was normal. Your narcissistic parents turned simple expressions of emotion into accusations. They labeled you dramatic, claimed you were running the event with your mood, and made you feel guilty for having feelings. Space to express yourself became proof of your emotions and how they were a problem. Even today, you suppress your emotions in group settings and feel guilty for having feelings that aren't convenient for others. You give others space to express themselves freely, but you hide your own emotional reality because you're still running on your family's pattern, treating your feelings as disruptive. Number four, with narcissistic parents, being sick becomes an inconvenience. In a narcissistic family, being sick should have been a normal part of childhood, a time when you needed comfort and care. But your narcissistic parent either ignored your needs or guilt tripped you for making them worry or waste time with you, that they have to care for you. They treated your pain as a burden. Offering care and compassion became an opportunity to make you feel like an inconvenience. As an adult, your family is still living inside you, making you feel and treat weakness and vulnerability as something to suppress or to minimize. You might suppress or ignore your own needs when you're hurting, emotionally or physically. You may not go to the doctor. You may not go get help if you have a medical difficulty. You may feel hurt and think, well, I can't go to a therapist or a coach. Again, we may have all of these issues, but we don't want to go make a fuss over them because we're not that important. And we feel guilty for needing care or slowing down. You offer others compassion and caretaking when they're unwell, yet you push through your own pain without asking for help. Number 5, with narcissistic parents, simple requests turn into power struggles. In a healthy family, asking for something is normal. Permission to go somewhere, a little rest, or basic necessities is very simple. But your narcissistic parent turned every request into a test. They used your needs as opportunities to assert control, making you prove you deserved even the most ordinary freedoms. What should have been simple became exhausting battles over power and worth. Now, you struggle to ask for what you need and feel like you have to earn basic consideration from others. And again, that has to be earned. You give others what they ask for freely, but you negotiate and justify your own needs. This isn't your real self. It's the super self your family created. The version of you that your family wanted you to be, that learned asking for things means proving you're worthy of others. Number 6, with narcissistic parents, dinner table conversations became an opportunity for public humiliation. In a healthy family, dinner time was an ordinary moment, a time for connection, catching up. Your narcissistic parent turned these everyday gatherings into stages for your humiliation. They shared embarrassing stories about you, mocked your interest or appearances in front of others, and dismissed your hurt as being, oh, you're just being too sensitive. Safe, routine family time became a source of dread. As an adult, you minimize your own hurt when people make jokes at your expense. You struggle to speak up when humor crosses a line, dismissing your discomfort the same way your parents did. You give others compassion when they're cruel to you, but you deny yourself that understanding, labeling yourself too sensitive instead of recognizing the genuine hurt. Number 7, with narcissistic parents, normal struggles are met with coldness. In a mature family, facing emotional or social challenges was a normal part of childhood, a time when you needed guidance and comfort. Your narcissistic parent responded with silence, invalidation, or sharp criticism instead of support. Moments of connection became moments where you felt abandoned, teaching you that vulnerability results in isolation. Even as an adult, you're still running on your family's programming, handling pain alone instead of reaching out. You hide your struggles and assume others won't care about your problems. You give others empathy and support when they're struggling, but you isolate yourself when you need help. Number 8, with narcissistic parents, your birthday gets hijacked. In a healthy family, your birthday was a special day, a celebration of you. But in a narcissistic family, your parents dominated the party, criticized your choices, complained about the effort, or turned the focus onto their own problems. Your day became about managing their emotions and keeping them happy. Now, as an adult, you downplay your own celebrations and feel guilty for wanting attention on special occasions. I even had a client I've worked with who refuses to celebrate his birthday in any way because he remembered the trauma. You give others big celebrations and genuine excitement for their milestones, but you feel selfish for wanting the same. You've learned to minimize your importance while celebrating everybody else's. That's the super self your family trained you to be. Or you avoid your own birthday celebration not to be reminded again of the trauma growing up. Number 9, with narcissistic parents, your passions only mattered if they served them. Growing up, discovering your interest and hobbies was supposed to be an exciting part of childhood. But your narcissistic parents either belittled your passions or demanded you focus on things that look good to others. They dismissed your interest if they didn't serve the parent and didn't serve the parent's need to control or to get admiration. So self discovery became proof of your genuine desires, but didn't matter at all to them. As an adult, you abandon your interest when others don't understand them and pursue goals that look impressive to others rather than what genuinely fulfills you. You give others encouragement to follow their passions, but you question whether yours are worth pursuing. Number 10, narcissistic parents invade your personal space on purpose. In other families, needing time alone after a long day was normal, a chance to decompress and recharge. But in a narcissistic family, your parents deliberately interrupted your quiet moments with manipulative tactics. They demanded attention, created crises, or guilt tripped you for wanting space, treating your need for the rest as rejection. For you, peaceful solitude became another source of guilt. It's like the example I think of some children coming home from school and they'd like to just come home and relax or watch a little TV or read a comic book or, be on their phone a little while. And mom or dad is pressing them to tell them everything about what happened at school today. Again, it's a more selfish asking. It doesn't help the child. It's meeting the needs of the narcissistic parent. These moments still haunt you in your adult life. You feel guilty for needing time alone and struggle to protect your personal space without feeling selfish. You give others privacy and respect for their boundaries, but you abandon your own need for solitude. You still are running on the same old family programming, treating rest as something you don't deserve. Number 11, with narcissistic parents, family holidays become loyalty tests. In other families, holidays are joyful times, moments of bonding and celebration. But in narcissistic families, your parents used holidays to prove your love and devotion by expecting you to tolerate their emotional outbursts, their manipulative or immature behavior, or their unreasonable demands. Genuine connection became performances of obedience to prove your loyalty. Now, you dread family gatherings or feel obligated to endure dysfunction to prove that you care. You give others joyful, peaceful celebrations, but you accept chaos and tension as the price of family connection. You've learned to equate love with tolerance of mistreatment, because in reality, your family is still defining for you what loyalty means. Number 12, with narcissistic parents, friendships are treated as competition. In a normal family, having friends over was normal, a fun part of childhood. Your narcissistic parents turned these moments into uncomfortable experiences. They acted overly controlling, tried to impress your friends, embarrassed you in front of them, or made you feel ashamed of the relationship. Safe social connection became anxiety inducing. As an adult, you hide your friendships from your partners, families, and others, and feel anxious introducing people you care about to those closest to you. You give others social freedom and to celebrate their relationships, but you keep your own compartmentalized. Your family taught you that your connections are threats to their control. And now, as an adult, you still are protecting yourself in that way. Number 13, with narcissistic parents, small corrections became emotional lectures. For everyone else, needing correction for something small, leaving on a light on, tracking in dirt, forgetting a chore, or even just spilling something was part of growing up. Your narcissistic parents blew those minor moments out of proportion into deeply emotional lectures. They turned simple errors into proof you were failing them. Quick teaching moments became emotionally overwhelming experiences that left you feeling like a disappointment. Even as an adult, you catastrophize small errors and brace yourself for harsh criticism over minor missteps, because this is what you learn from growing up with a narcissistic parent or parents. You give others patience and understanding when they make mistakes, but you expect punishment for your own. You've internalized the emotional weight of your narcissistic parents and the weight they placed on normal human errors, and now have become part of your adult life. Number 14, with narcissistic parents, getting ready for school becomes a daily battle. Growing up, getting ready for school should have been a routine morning task, but your narcissistic parents turned it into a battle over control, criticizing what you wore, how you looked, how fast you moved. They made ordinary preparation time into proof you couldn't do anything right or that you were a burden. A simple daily routine became a minefield of criticism and impossible standards that were always increasing. This still haunts you in your adult life. You spend excessive time preparing for ordinary tasks and feel anxious about how you present yourself in routine situations. You give others grace for running late or looking casual, but you hold yourself to too rigid of standards that your parents trained you on. Only after self-differentiation you can realize this isn't the real you. Rather, you're just performing for your family's approval, even when they're not there, because you were trained this way and this isn't your fault. Number 15, with narcissistic parents, asking questions becomes talking back. In a narcissistic family, asking questions wasn't a normal part of learning and understanding the world, although it should have been. But your narcissistic parent labeled your curiosity as talking back or being disrespectful, being troubling. They treated your need to understand as a challenge to their authority. Age appropriate exploration became proof you were the difficult or defiant child. Even as a grown up adult, these moments still haunt you. You hesitate to ask clarifying questions and assume seeking understanding will be seen as a challenging authority. You give others space to ask questions freely, even stupid questions. And remember, we always say there is no stupid question. We're okay with other people asking stupid questions. That's fine. But we have to stay quiet even when we have a reasonable question because we have been trained to do so. And I am repeating this again. This isn't your real self. Rather, this is your family's programming controlling you that dictated all of your childhood. You see, those mistakes you made growing up, spilling a drink, forgetting something, or saying the wrong thing, are all a part of growing up. Everyone makes them. But with narcissistic parents, They twisted those ordinary moments into something traumatic. Instead of a learning experience, they became reasons to shame you, to make you feel like you were never enough. What you need to know is that these moments weren't supposed to define you. They were just part of being a kid. But because your parents' behavior, they became something much bigger, something that stayed with you. To heal, you need to recognize that these moments don't define you, and you can start to separate the real you from the story they told you, and practice the work of differentiation from the family's Wi Fi and the family supercell. That's where self differentiation comes in. It's about reclaiming who you really are, apart from the trauma they created. If you're ready to finally break free and start living with clarity, peace, and a grounded connection to your true self, then join the Road to Self program. Many who joined it say it was the missing piece in their healing journey, the step that finally helped them get their family out of them and stand strong with their true self. Not sure if the Road to Self program is for you? Then start with my free 84-minute self differentiation training. Over 30,000 people have joined the free training as their first step. Click the links in the description below to get started. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss a new video. I want to thank you for watching. Have a great day and be wise.